Hello, welcome to Facebook Live product review, a Facebook Live shopping product review by Beyond Bright. My name is Manny. Just going to do a quick product review on our wedding easels, which are behind me. And then after about a minute or so, I'm going to go in depth on the product and have a look at what the quality's like, how much weight you can put on them, and what you can do to customize it. So if you would like to stick around and to watch that part, and then at the end I'll just give you my 2 cents. So let's get straight into it. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen what an easel looks like. These are the quality, these are the ones that we have here. I'll just start from the bottom to the top. So they come in 3 sizes. What we're seeing here is on the right, this one here, is the 1.19, almost the 1.2 meter easel. And there is a chain that separates the back leg from the front leg, just allows it not to slip, and you don't want to lose your precious painting or photo that you've got on there. So the good thing about that is that it makes it quite light. Now if you see there, they're the arms that go on the front of the easels, and there are 3 points on this easel. Most of them have 3 points except for the one on the left, and that is the bottom 3 points here where you can put your painting on or your photo just to separate it. So they're separated by about 20 centimeters, and you can see on the one behind it that has the same thing. So they're the wedding easels. They're fantastic for parties, signage, direction. You can use them indoor would be preferred. You can use them outdoor. And just something I was thinking about while I was looking at these is, if you wanted to, you could easily get a peg. If you wanted to put them outside and you're worried about the wind knocking them over, you could easily get a peg. And if you are crafty, you could paint the peg white and just put them over the legs. So you push them into the grass, put them over the legs, paint them white, and you can do it for the same as well for the back. And that will just hold it down in the wind if there's any wind. Obviously, you'd probably, just thinking about it now, you'd want the board or the painting that's on there to be quite heavy so it doesn't fly off either. But it might be for signage, it might be a great idea for that. So that's the wedding easels that we have. So they come in 3 sizes, the 1.19, the 1.54 and the 1.7. So really for any use. And then they come in 2 styles. You can see these are the ornates. And then you also have this one on the left, which only has 1 set of arms on the bottom. This one isn't movable, so you really don't have that flexibility here of how high you can go with those. So you'd want to be checking how big your sign is to use it for that. So that's the easels from Beyond Bright. They come in generally black and white, but if you're looking at changing, there are a few different colors. The main problem with the colors is so hard to, we used to have a copper one on here, which was so different on the photo to real life that people were just saying, you know, it's just not the same. So black and white's a safe place to go. It's the most common ones, and they're just nice. So they work well. So I'm just going to go into the detail of them, and if you want to stick around, that's great. So what these are made of, they're a hollowed out wrought iron, and they are very light. I would say maybe 1 to 2 kilos, which means they don't have a lot of, it's not very solid, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing, it keeps the price down, and it keeps it quite reasonable. But for not having the weight, you're going to have some not weak spots, but it's not. We had one customer once come and say, I'd love to use these for let's say weddings, so he was renting them out, and we immediately said that's just not a good idea. And that's mainly because the weakest point, so if I lift this up, it's really quite light. I can just do the pinky. I can lift that up. The weakest point, oh, that just fell over, is this joint here, or this point here. Now there's nothing wrong with it, it works perfect, but what you might find is that with overuse, if you're renting them out and you've got them, say, your staff are throwing them in the back of vans or trailers, then without protecting this arm, bending it left and right is just not a good idea. And you constant use like that will just break it. It's just not a good idea. There are just 3 points or 6 points of welding points here. It's very strong. It will do its job if it's looked after. So I just had a customer call up this morning, and I told them the same thing. If she wanted to use it for a wedding and for engagement, then wedding, and then the parties after, I said, as long as you store it correctly, as long as maybe you use the box that it comes in to store it, then you'll be fine with these. These will last for a very long time. So how much weight would you put on these? That's a common question, and we generally say don't go overboard. I mean, they are made of metal, but we generally like to stick between 3 to 5 kilos, and mainly because the easel basically weighs 2 kilos. It's a wrought iron, hollowed out wrought iron. It's very light, but it works with gravity. It's got the chain link on the bottom, so it will be able to hold quite well. I mean, I could probably see if I can put this nice Paris sign on here. It's quite heavy, a couple of kilos. Here we go. And I mean, that holds well. That's a nice hold on there. I mean, you wouldn't put that sign there, but that's probably about 3 or 4 kilos there, and it's holding quite nicely. So not for putting too many heavy items on there, but for your basic paintings, pictures, photos, guest list and signage, absolutely fine. And for most users it's fine. It'll work over and over and over, which is a good thing because it could just be folded away and put away. Now, what can you do to customize it? So we've done this before. I've spoken about it if you've watched the Bertha video about the Bertha clock, and what I would recommend is painting them. Very easy to do. I'm going to bring over the paint cans and show you what you can get. So these are, let's just focus. Here we go. You can either get Rust-Oleum, which is a good brand. We don't endorse, it's just what works. And Krylon, which is another one. The Krylon looks fantastic. If you're looking for a metallic silver finish chrome, we love it. I think it just it comes out really well. It's shiny. You can basically do 1 coat if you're careful with it. 2 coats recommended, and it just has a great finish. If you look at the silver Bertha video, the Bertha video, you'll see what that looks like. And I've been looking for a really good shiny copper. This is probably the best I could find. It's called the Rust-Oleum metallic copper finish. Now, so the only thing with the silver is that it does tend to come off on your fingers. So what I would do is get a clear glaze. If you're worried about it, if you're touching it a lot, that will just seal it off, but you will lose a bit of the shine. So that's why I try to sort of just maybe note that you might get a bit of the paint off on your fingers. It's fine on the easel. It will stay exactly as it should in its color and its brightness, but it says dries in 15 minutes or less, so it works really fast, so you can do a second coat pretty quickly. So that's the how you customize it, and that's where you can get the color that you want. So if you're going for a copper or a chrome theme in your event, then you can get that, or you can get any color. As you know, paint colors and spray paints, you can get any color that you like. So all in all, my 2 cents, I think they're great. Good for the price in terms of what they're used for. If that would be the only thing I'd say, is that just to be careful if you're planning on using extensively, and there's no reason why you can't. So you can easily store them. A little bit of a dusting if they're put away, and that would probably be the only thing you need to do to them. But besides that, we love them. I give them, yeah, a great product, and yeah, love the look. So if you're happy with this review and you want to give it a thumbs up, or if you want to see more of them, join us on our Facebook page. It's Facebook Live Shopping, Beyond Bright, YouTube, or Twitter. So, sorry, Twitter and Instagram, all the social medias. Thank you for watching and sticking around, and see you at the next video. Bye.